Well, Neil, a good win under your belt and a clean sheet as well.
Yeah, it was important to get back them in ways, and obviously the clean sheet pleases you as well because we haven't had one since Liverpool away. So, you know, lots to build on and lots to be happy about.
I know you don't like to get carried away, but how significant is that clean sheet, do you think, considering the issues with the defence that you've had with conceding goals in recent weeks?
Well, certainly signs of improvement anyway. You know, with a different centre half pairing with Millsy and David. You know, and we haven't used those two together before because either injury or form. So those two can be very, very pleased, and obviously Ben had an excellent game and goal. So we looked, you know, a little bit more solid at the back, and yeah, I mean it gives us something to build on because we were, you know, leaking goals far too easily for our liking, and you know, stop the bleeding now.
Do you think those two can really build a partnership right at the back four then?
Well, yeah, I mean they've got great experience, the two of them, and you know, strong boys. And that's the best. You know, David looked very strong. You know, it's two really good games now, two strong games he's had. And Millsy, you know, coming back from suspension was a bonus. Kevin McNaughton coming in, you know, at right back for the second half looked, you know, more like himself. He's been a bit off the boil for the last few weeks, but experience told in the end. So, yeah, I mean, it's something that's really pleased us, the fact that we kept a clean sheet and we can build on that now.
Yeah, and moving Josh a bit further forward as well, do you think that's helped him as well in that match?
Possibly, you know, I mean, he's played right back for a number of games now, but we know he's a natural midfielder, and he's a little bit tentative in the first half of the game, but, you know, he fairly got stronger and grew into the game in the second half.
Yeah. And Zach, he just enjoys scoring for fun, doesn't he?
Well, he's very good. You know, he's a very good player, and his goal was sublime. His great footwork and a lovely finish. So, yeah, we think we've got a very good player on our hands here.
Yeah, and he said as well after the game, I think he has something to prove, I guess, considering his age and how he's come from the academy as well. In that regards, is it pleasing because you know, like you say, he's a very grounded kid, isn't he? But he wants to prove his ability to everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, every time you walk out onto the pitch, you've got something to prove, and that's to yourself more than anybody else. But I don't think he has any extra significance on trying to prove more things because he's come from the academy. He's just trying. He's got off that meteoric rise, and there's going to be a lot of attention on him now. And it's just a question of him being able to handle that. I'm sure he will, because he does keep his feet on the ground, and we're delighted with him.
Kevin McNaughton's first outing since October. You've mentioned it just before, but how do you think he did?
Yeah, he was fine. Yeah, he's been out with injuries and he hasn't looked himself, you know, the last few weeks. But the last couple of days, you know, he started looking more like himself, and we put him straight back into the squad. And obviously, bringing him on, he added that wee bit of experience and composure, so he can be pleased and giving us something to think about going forward.
Ben's first debut at home as well with the crowd here. How do you think he did in goal?
Well, he was excellent. Yeah, I mean, made a couple of very good saves. He looked really assured, confident. His kicking and distribution was excellent, and you know, he can be. I mean, the two games he's played, Middlesbrough away and Brighton at home, he's been excellent. Very, very good.
How's Andy at the moment? With I know you mentioned last week that he had the headaches.
He had the headaches on Thursday, so. I mean, with concussion, you've got to be very, very careful. We'll see how he is going into this week. He may be in contention tomorrow, but it may be too soon. Not sure yet.
And with Ben's form as well, I guess do you think he's done enough to secure that spot as it stands at the moment?
Oh yes, I mean, a clean sheet and a win. You know, it'd be very difficult for me to change that now.
And how's Liam? I know he came off a bit with limping a bit. Was he all right? After
he should
that?
Be okay. Yeah, he got a whack on the knee. Knowing Liam, very strong, fit boy. He'll have recovered and he should be fit to train today.
And important to get the win against Brighton, but ever so much against Reading tomorrow. A good sort of chance for you to pick up 6 points in the bag in 1 week.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, maintain our home form as well, and just, you know, give ourselves a bit of a cushion between, you know, where we are in the bottom three, and just keep pushing away, and then we can start to look forward again.
Because I know you were particularly impressed with the performances in the second half, especially on Saturday. It's something, you know, you like to see more of, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some of the younger players, Vela, you know, really played very well, drove the game for a second half. We've been waiting on that for a couple of weeks, you know, but you get that with young players who, a little bit of peaks and troughs in their form, you know, but I'm hoping he'll get a lot of confidence from that. But yeah, there was an assurance about us in the second half. We looked far more like ourselves, particularly going forward, and on the counter-attack we could have won the game a bit more comfortably.
Do you hope these two home games are going to hopefully build the confidence going into the remainder of the season, particularly when you go away? Because I know that's the thing that you want to sort out right, isn't it?
Yeah, because the home form's been excellent, you know, so getting things right away from home, we may have to adopt a little bit more a cautious approach when we go away from home. It's something that we're obviously looking at, but first things first is to try and get the 3 points tomorrow, and then that'll set us up for, you know, the remainder of the season. Then.
A word on Reading, they haven't had a particularly good run in recent weeks, especially that 3-0 defeat away at Forest. I mean, how do you think things will turn out tomorrow?
Well, I'm hoping that we win. You know, they may have one eye on the quarter-final against Bradford at the weekend, but knowing Steve, he'll set this team up to be, you know, well organised and play good football whenever they can. So it's not a game that we can take lightly. It's a game we must win and maximise our home form, and then, like I said, look to build for the rest of the season.
When a team has a cup run like that, a cup match like that as well, a few days later, can that play into a team like yours' advantage, well, really, when you haven't got that?
You hope so. You hope so. I don't know what, you know, where the Reading prioritise the FA Cup, but I mean, once you get to the quarter-final stage, you know, you must start thinking about the semi-finals and finals, and they may have one eye on it, I don't know, but I can't speak for Reading, but what I will say is that I'm hoping they'll be in for a tough game tomorrow night and we can take the game to them.
Just a word on Craig. I know you hoped that he would start training again this week. Has anything changed since then?
No, we're hoping he'll train this week, and we've got a behind closed doors game on Friday that we're hoping he can play some part in, and then have him ready for Blackburn Wednesday week.
That'll be a big boost, especially considering the length that he's been out for, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, it's always a boost when you get a first team player back, you know, after a frustrating spell out with injury. So yeah, it'll be good to have him back in the squad as well.